Have you ever noticed that no matter how hard you work, it never seems to be enough? You try to stay productive. You chase your goals. You take care of everyone around you. Yet somehow, you still end most days feeling mentally exhausted. The truth is, most people believe self-care is something you earn after finishing your responsibilities. I'll rest when I'm successful. I'll take care of myself when I have more time. I'll focus on my health later. But later rarely comes. And little by little, they begin running on empty. There's an old saying, you can't pour from an empty cup. It's simple, but it might be one of the most important truths you'll ever hear. If your body is exhausted, if your mind is overwhelmed, if your emotions are neglected, nothing else in your life can perform at its best. Real self-care isn't about expensive vacations or buying things that make you feel good for a moment. It's about building habits that make your life stronger every single day. Today, I'm going to show you the 6 essential areas of self-care that can completely transform the way you live. Not overnight, not through motivation, but through small actions repeated consistently. Let's begin with the most overlooked one. 1. Physical self-care. Your body is the foundation of everything you do. Every dream you have, every goal you want to achieve, every memory you'll create, depends on one thing: your health. The problem is that most people only start caring about their body after something goes wrong. They sacrifice sleep, skip meals, sit for hours without moving, and wonder why they constantly feel tired. Your body isn't asking for perfection. It simply needs consistency. Start by sleeping 7 to 9 hours each night. Your brain repairs itself while you sleep. Your energy returns. Your focus becomes sharper. Then pay attention to what you eat. Food isn't just fuel. It's information your body uses to build every cell inside you. Choose real, natural foods more often. Reduce processed foods and excessive sugar whenever you can. And finally, move your body every single day. You don't need an expensive gym membership. A simple 30-minute walk, stretching, or a short workout at home can completely change your energy, mood, and confidence. Remember this: taking care of your body isn't about looking better. It's about feeling strong enough to build the life you want. Most people spend years trying to improve their lives, without ever improving the one thing that controls everything else: their mind. Think about it. Every decision you make, every habit you build, every opportunity you take, starts in your mind. If your thinking never changes, your life rarely does either. That's why mental self-care isn't optional. It's essential. One of the easiest ways to strengthen your mind is to never stop learning. You don't have to spend hours studying every day. Just 20 minutes of reading, listening to a podcast, or learning one new idea can slowly reshape the way you think. And the way you think shapes the way you live. But learning isn't enough. You also need time to think. Most people consume information all day long, yet they never stop to process it. They're constantly scrolling, watching, listening, reacting. But they rarely ask themselves, is this life I'm living actually taking me where I want to go? Spend a few quiet minutes each week reflecting. Review your decisions. Notice your mistakes. Celebrate your progress. Ask yourself difficult questions. Because clarity doesn't come from noise. It comes from reflection. Another important habit is learning how to manage stress. Stress itself isn't always the problem. Living with constant stress is. Your brain was never designed to stay in survival mode every hour of every day. That's why even a few minutes of silence, deep breathing, meditation, or writing your thoughts in a journal can make an incredible difference. Finally, challenge yourself regularly. Growth begins the moment you become comfortable with being uncomfortable. Learn a new language. Develop a valuable skill. Read books that challenge your beliefs. Try something you've never done before. Every challenge expands your mind. And every expanded mind creates a bigger future. Because the strongest minds aren't born. They're built. One decision at a time. Here's something most people never realize. You can have a healthy body, a sharp mind, a successful career, and still feel completely empty inside. Why? Because emotions ignored don't disappear. They simply wait. They build up silently, until one day they show up as anxiety, frustration, burnout, or a constant feeling that something just isn't right. That's why emotional self-care matters. Not because life should always feel easy, but because your emotions deserve your attention, not your avoidance. The first step is surprisingly simple. Stop pretending you're okay when you're not. You don't have to broadcast your feelings to the world, but you should never hide them from yourself. Acknowledge what you're feeling. Give it a name. Ask yourself why it's there. Awareness is where healing begins. Next, find healthy ways to express those emotions. Talk to someone you trust. Write in a journal. Create something. Go for a walk. Exercise. Pray. Whatever helps you process your emotions instead of burying them. Because emotions are meant to move through you, not stay trapped inside you. Another mistake many people make is trying to handle everything alone. Strength isn't pretending you never need anyone. Real strength is knowing when to reach out. A single, honest conversation can sometimes lift a weight you've been carrying for months. And finally, treat yourself with the same kindness you give to other people. Think about it. If your best friend made a mistake, would you call them a failure? Would you remind them of every wrong decision they've ever made? Probably not. So why do that to yourself? You are allowed to learn. You are allowed to grow. You are allowed to make mistakes without believing they define who you are. Because healing doesn't begin the moment your life becomes perfect. It begins the moment you stop being at war with yourself.